Hey everyone, Jamie here from Sharon Travel. Thanks so much for joining me for today's video where I see if I can get you up to speed on what's new in the world of cruising. Let's prepare to set sail with a little follow-up from the other day when we talked about the longshoreman strike going on in over 35 ports along the eastern and Gulf Coast here at home in the U.S. It's over, that's right, it is over. As of yesterday afternoon, the International Longshoremen Alliance and the United States Maritime Alliance have agreed to a tentative deal on wages. Now, yes, this deal is tentative and still being worked on. And that's good news for everybody involved because, some people were getting a little bit worried about how this would all affect their cruising. Now, I'm not sure if the guy that's in charge of the International Longshoremen Association, the union, Harold Daggett, is a big cruising fan or not. I mean, hey, maybe he's a Carnival Platinum card holder. Maybe he's a Diamond Plus on Royal Caribbean. Or who knows, maybe he's an ambassador level on Norwegian Cruise Lines. Whatever the reason, he always said from the beginning that this strike would not affect cruising, and it looks like it has not, and it will not. Now, from what I understand, they're extending the current contract through mid-January to allow them to finalize all the negotiations, but they, I guess, have a mano-a-mano handshake agreement on a few certain things that they know are going to be happening. So that's good news for everybody involved. If you were worried about the strike affecting any cruises that you had going from the East Coast or out of the Gulf area, fear not, because it's a done deal. It's behind us now for the moment, and we can look forward to the holidays. We can look forward to cruising and get back to a little bit of normal. Listen, I know that it's a little odd talking about cruising. It's a little lighthearted subject when people are still feeling the pain from the hurricane down in the southeast part of the country. But hey, at least it's a little bit good news. And hopefully the shelves will start getting restocked there on the East Coast. I did see some video from like Costco and things like that where people were getting a little freaked out. It was reminiscent of the pandemic back in 2020. And if it kept going, I'm sure that at some point it probably would have spilled over to affecting cruisers and cruise ships as well. The strike is now behind us. One less thing to worry about if you're getting ready for a cruise. So that's good news. All right, now let's go in a different direction with today's check-in story. Let's talk about alcohol and celebrities getting involved with alcohol. Now, I don't mean at Hollywood parties. I know you've all seen the Diddy stuff. We're not going there. I mean on cruise ships. Celebrities have been dipping their toes in the world of cruising for a while now, especially when it comes to dining. But the new thing is to collaborate, or collab, as the cool kids call it, with the cruise lines to promote their investment in a brand of alcohol. Now, last time I got excited about a celebrity spirit was Santo Tequila. I don't know if you remember it. Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar. It's Fieri, isn't it? Fieri? Either one. Guy and Sammy Hagar teamed up to bring you the best parts of a cactus. Well, there's another tequila that has my attention, and that is superstar Matthew McConaughey's Pantalones Organic Tequila. This tequila will be featured on Princess cruise ships alongside other celebrity alcohols. The list includes Jason Aldean's Melrose wines, Liv Schreiber's Slant. Hold on, let me see if I can say that right. Slante Irish Whiskey, artist Romero Brito's Love Prosecco. Sharon might be interested in that. She loves a good Prosecco. And Pitbull's Vole 305 Vodka. But I was a bit confused by McConaughey's tequila name. Now, it's called Pantalones Organic Tequila. Now, I get it. All organic ingredients, that's cool, right? I don't need them, but I'm good with it. Now, I speak very little Spanish, but isn't pantalones Spanish for pants? It is, but I guess it's also a Spanish slang term for guts. And the marketing team over there has said, Pantalones Tequila is all about having the guts to make that next move, to have fun and not take things too seriously. We all put our pants on one leg at a time, and just like pants, our tequila is for everyone. Listen, okay, Mr. McConaughey, I'm in. I'm with you. I'm behind it. I'll try the pants tequila, and I'll let you know if it's all right. You knew that was coming, didn't you? Next up, let's embark with something from our favorite cruise line social media ambassador, John Heald. John recently posted a poll asking 3 basic questions, and I wonder where you guys stand on these topics. The first topic was, should political jokes and humor be allowed by comedians performing on the cruise ships? The next one was, do you stop for the cruise line photo when you're at the gangway? And finally, would you like to see a tracker put on the cruise line app so that you could track other members of your party, your family, and always know where they are? Now, feel free to jump into the comments and share your thoughts about these topics. I mean, they can be applied to any cruise ship. So whether you're Carnival or anti-Carnival, whatever, they're still going to work for you here. Now, I'll tell you my thoughts. If you want to tell political jokes, that's cool with me. But unless you want 50% or so of the audience to walk out of the show, keep it lighthearted and make fun of both sides. Now, as far as gangway photos go, when we were newer cruisers, we always stopped getting on the ship, getting off in ports, pictures on the pier with dancers, pirates, people with parrots, whatever. We never missed an opportunity to take a picture. Nowadays, we could literally wallpaper our bathroom here at the house with all the gangway photos that we stocked up on. Recently, we just kind of say no thanks to those pictures, probably because we take so many of our own pictures and videos, and then we just really don't need them, and we'd rather spend the money on other things on the cruise. Now, as far as a tracker being put on the app, so you're telling me that Sharon would always know exactly where I am on the ship and where I've been when I get back to the cabin at night. Maybe she went to bed early, I stayed out a little bit. Yeah, that would be an awesome idea. I mean, I hope they can make it happen as soon as possible. Okay, I guess it might be good, to know where the kids are at different times and things like that. But it's funny how back in the day, people always said, hey, put your phone away, put it in the safe, don't look at it, don't have your face in that phone the whole time. And nowadays, you can't cruise without having your face in the phone the whole time because it gives you all the information you need to get through the day on your cruise. Now, speaking of Sharon, let's make a quick stop at guest services and see if Sharon has something special for us today.
Today, I'm going to share a little information about probably one of the most common reasons people get denied boarding at the cruise port, and that is that their name does not match the name on the reservation. Their legal name, the name on their passport or identification doesn't match the name on their cruise reservation. And this happens so frequently. A lot of times people will book their cruise in maybe their nickname, a common name, or they use their middle name normally. Their friends and family refer to them by their middle name, and they don't think about it, and they book their name, with their middle name as their first name. Sometimes people, maybe your name is, let's say, Kathleen, and you book it in Kathy because that's what people call you. Well, it's not going to match when you get to the cruise port. And sure, a lot of times you can get around it. You can maybe get it changed before you go on your cruise if you notice it's wrong, but don't make that mistake because this can really cause some issues and you may not make it on the ship. Another thing to be aware of is when you sign up for member numbers, like Carnival has like the loyalty numbers. Carnival has the VIFP number, Royal has Crown and Anchor, Norwegian has Latitudes. Make sure that when you sign up for those that you do use your legal name when signing up for those as well, because a lot of times you go to book the cruise, you put that number in and it kind of auto-populates your name. So if your name is wrong in there, it might put the wrong name on the reservation and you may not even notice it. And then your name will not match. So please put the legal name, the name you're going to be traveling with on your travel documents on your cruise reservation. While we're on the subject of traveling, let's talk about flights really quick. Domestic flights, you really only need your first and last name on the reservation, even if you have your middle name on your passport. But if you are booking international travel, make sure it matches exactly how your passport has it, including the spelling correctly, because if it doesn't, you may end up in another country and have some difficulty in getting home. Or you may be standing in a long line at the airport in a special line trying to get this resolved. We had this happen to someone on one of our cruises over the summer, and they had to stand in a special line, and it's kind of a hassle, and it can take a bit, and you could risk ending up missing your flight if it takes too long. So don't let that happen to you. So there's just a little tip to kind of save you less of a hassle when you're traveling and risk getting denied boarding, whether it's on a cruise ship or your flight. Now I'm going to get back to work and I'm going to give you back to Jamie.
Thanks, Sharon. That was a great cruise tip that'll probably save people from potentially being turned away from their cruise ship. And by the way, if you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications so you always know when a new video is out and ready to roll. Or maybe you get notified that we have an upcoming live stream on a Monday night or something like that. Now, before we finish today's Cruise Through the News, we need some LNP. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm not talking about late night pizza. I'm talking about our last news point. Now, since we discussed alcohol early in the show, let's keep talking about it. Plus, it takes our minds off the strikes and hurricanes and politics and all that fun stuff. Now, Royal Caribbean cruisers are wondering if Royal has been quietly making changes to their drink packages without them knowing it. Royal offers drink packages just like any other cruise line, but their drink packages have no set price. And to get the best deal, you really have to be diligent and watch pricing regularly. They are known to set their pricing based on cost and demand. Shorter cruises, you might not see much fluctuation because the package is just for a few days. Longer cruises will see the best deals or discounts, but pricing can change every few days. One thing that changed recently was a few months ago, it appeared that Royal had done away with their onboard popular drink package, the BOGO promo of buy one and get the other at 50% off. Now, this may or may not have been cheaper than any other pre-cruise deal, but people like being able to just get on the ship and make it happen from there. Now remember, everyone over 21 in the cabin has to buy the package. So a couple cruising together has to buy 2 drink packages. And some people, like I said, they just waited till they got on board for the deal. Well, in the beginning of the summer, that BOGO deal seemed to just kind of disappear from all the cruise ships, and people assumed it had gone the way of skeet shooting on a cruise ship, never to return. But on a recent Utopia of the Sea sailing, people commented that they noticed the BOGO deal back on board and available again, and with some crew even saying that they had seen it sporadically. So maybe that's a sign for you BOGO lovers that onboard drink package deal is back. Meanwhile, Royal Caribbean has no comment because they never discuss the drink package pricing due to the fact that it's always changing. It's like a whole fluent thing over there. Now, I'm wondering if any Royal cruisers out there, you Royal cruisers, if you've noticed any changes to that, and if you've seen the BOGO deal on a recent cruise, let us know in the comments. Keep us up to date so we can share that back with other cruisers. Now, finally, let's debark today's sailing with our viewer question, and it was a great one. After watching our last video this week that covered a gastrointestinal virus outbreak on a recent Royal Caribbean cruise, Barbara Carlson 851 asked, when there's an outbreak like this on a cruise ship and you have to go to medical, does the individual have to pay or does the cruise ship absorb the cost? Now, Barbara, that's a tough question, and I'm not going to pretend that I have a perfect answer since there's probably a lot of variables and factors that are involved in that, like what was the cause? What cruise ship and cruise line was it? Where was it sailing? What was the treatment that was needed? Now, I can tell you that we've heard numerous stories from passengers needing assistance from the infirmary for everything from headache relief to torn knee ligaments to forehead abrasions. And in almost all those cases, if the cruise line did not cause the issue due to some sort of negligence, the passenger has gotten hit with a charge. Now, when it comes to an onboard illness like a gastrointestinal virus, I'm not really sure how they're going to classify that. Your best bet is to make sure that you get some level of travel insurance before your cruise, just in case of an emergency, that will reimburse you for any out-of-pocket medical expenses that you weren't expecting to get. And do me a favor, let us know if you have any cruise infirmary stories and if you've gotten charged for what appeared to be some sort of gastrointestinal situation. And thanks for the question, Barbara. Also, make sure to post your general cruise questions in the comments below the video, and maybe yours will be featured in our next video. So that's it for today's little cruise update video. If you're liking the new type of content, let us know in the comments. Do me a favor, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any cruise update videos and future vlogs. We will be on Sun Princess here in another week, and we're super excited about that. Thanks for sailing with us today, and we'll see you in the next video.